Hello. What's up, baby?
Hey there. How's it going?
Hey, man, it is going. I want to welcome the family out there to another episode. This is episode 18.
18.
Yeah, we're almost at the 20 mark.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do something special at 20 mark. What you think?
Absolutely.
All right. So welcome to another edition of Melanated Thought, where we talk about the things that affect the black community. I am one of your hosts, Reggie O.
And I am the other, Mimi the lady.
And what a lovely lady she is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. We have an interesting topic today. It's something that has been a subject. Well, we touched upon this a few shows back. And I wanted to really get deep into it today, if it's all right. So the subject today is toxic masculinity and the myth that it is within the black community. So it's going to be an interesting show, man. I think I might open the phone lines for this one too.
Absolutely.
So for everybody out there that's listening, if you have an opinion on this, by all means, either put it in the chat room or give us a call. You got the number, babe?
469 368
Come on now.
3459.
And we will be putting it in the chat room just in case anybody's looking, so we can go ahead and get that crack-a-lacking.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. So anyway, babe, how was your week?
It was a good week. Just another week. Been grinding, trying to do what I have to do to take care of what I got to take care of.
Of course.
Beautiful weather,
Yeah.
Spent time with you.
Yes, indeed. That's a good thing.
Other than that, I'm blessed.
There you go.
How about yourself? No, you ain't got to take no deep breath.
Nah. It was just, it was nothing bad. It was just another week, man. I mean, I really can't complain. I can't say it was a bad week. I can't say it was a good week. It was just another week. That's it, man. I mean, it was just another week in the life of a network support engineer. So, that's what I do. And that's about it, man. Just regular stuff. So that's it, man. And as usual, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters out there, I have a few books out there for people to check out. These are just books that every black person should read at least once in their lifetime. So, okay, here we go. We have one book that was written a long time ago by J.A. Rogers, a very famous black historian. If you're into black history as a whole, he's a very good historian. It's called Sex and Race. Negro migration in all ages and all lands. Negro Caucasian mixing in all ages and all lands. It's a pretty good book. I read this book years and years ago. And it kind of sort of ties into what we're talking about today. So, and there's 3 volumes to this book. This is volume 1 that I got posted, but there's 2 other volumes to it.
Okay.
And like I said, it just goes out, and each volume talks about what, the whole thing about race mixing and masculinity in general, as it goes throughout time.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good little read if anybody's interested in that. That's a pretty good read. There's 3 volumes to that particular book series, so definitely check that out.
Okay.
And this book right here is a book that was brought to my attention recently. It's called From Jim Crow to Jay-Z, Race, Rap, and the Performance of Masculinity by Miles White. Now, this looks like a very interesting book. I'm definitely going to read this. So I haven't read it yet, but I'm definitely going to read it. So everybody,
ties to the topic.
Oh yeah, it definitely ties to today's topic. I wish I would have read it beforehand, but I didn't know anything about it. But I do know about it now.
Never too late.
Oh yeah, it's never too late to learn.
Absolutely.
So I'm always a big advocate on reading anyway. Anybody that knows anything about me knows that fact.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, definitely check that one out, because I'm definitely going to check it out. And I guess I'll do a follow-up show to let everybody know what I thought.
Yes.
So yeah, that'd be cool. And this last book is called As Nature Made Him, The Boy Who Was Raised as a Girl by John Colapinto. This is another book that's brought to my attention. And the reason why I brought this book up, because again, it ties into what we're talking about today. And also, everybody knows that the famous actor Charlize Theron has a son that she allows to dress up as a girl.
Right.
Which I'm completely against that. I really am. I don't agree with that at all. I mean, everybody keeps on saying he's doing that on his own.
He's expressing himself.
But there's ways to express yourself without dressing up as a girl.
Well, if you live in a household with all women, you're going to do what you see.
I agree with you on that point. I mean, everybody, and I know people that bring up that point, and it's a very valid point. I never said that it wasn't. But the thing of it is, man, you know, there's limits to everything, and I think there's a limit to self-expression, especially when it comes to a child. It kind of reminds me of Dwayne Wade and his son.
Oh, perfect example.
Right, that's what that kind of reminds me of. But that's a little bit different scenario right there.
Why?
Well, I take that back.
It's not the same.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He wants to be.
It's just that Charlene has never really spoke on it,
right?
But Gabrielle and Dwayne is 100% behind.
Yeah, they're 100% behind it, which I think is, I think that's wrong as well. You know, I mean, because like if you're born a boy, I'm not gonna call you no girl, but that's just me. I mean, call me mean or call me misogynistic or call me a toxic male. Go around ahead and do just that. I'll be all those things.
Not if they come to you and tell you that's what they're feeling on the inside.
Hey man, you're too young for that right now. Now if you get to be like 17, 18 years old and that's how you feel, okay, I can't tell you how to think.
Okay.
But
That's
at that young of an age,
good point.
Man.
Very good point.
Nah, they're younger. That's too young of an age.
This is adapting to what they see.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's pretty much it right there. And, but anyway, those are the books that I have for today.
Good reads, very good reads.
Like I said, 2 of those books I haven't read, but I'm definitely going to read them.
For everybody,
definitely going to read them. So everybody else, check them out too.
Pick them up.
They seem like they might be interesting reads.
Absolutely.
So, what do we have as far as current events today, dear?
Well, Trump still haven't conceded.
Oh.
Trump keep himself in the news, don't he? Trump said, I ain't ready to go home yet.
Yeah, that dude right there, man. That dude right there. I don't know what to say about Donald Trump, man, except that.
And I know several other states like Arizona, Georgia, and I'm not mistaken, I know he won Carolina. I think he won North Carolina, but I know for a fact Arizona and Georgia went back and recounted, and he lost.
He still lost.
Thousands of votes.
But see, here's the thing about the whole Georgia thing. This is the first time that Georgia has been red in history. I mean, has been blue in history.
Yes,
Georgia has been a blue state. I'm sorry. Georgia has been a red state
for many, many years.
For many decades.
I think it's like 40 plus years.
Yeah, something like that. They've always been a red state.
That's why it was so important now, because they know John Lewis fought so hard, and my girl Stacey Abrams fought so hard too, to get the black vote counted and get it back to a blue state, and they succeeded.
Yeah. And Donald Trump, and we've discussed this before. You had stated that Donald Trump don't know that he lost.
I don't think he has, because if he has, he wouldn't still be there.
And I have the whole ideology. He knows he's lost. He just don't want to accept it.
Okay.
So that's just it right there. He just don't want to accept the fact that he's lost.
So you tell me he's never been defeated before, or he's never lost in life before?
I'm not saying
that at all.
Is this new to him? I'm not saying that at all, because we're talking about a man that filed for bankruptcy, 5-6 times?
Oh, well.
So he's lost before.
I don't know. Maybe he thinks that's a way of not losing by filing bankruptcy.
Well, I don't know, man. I guess so. I mean,
a bankruptcy is like a what you call it?
A hand up.
A hand up, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
maybe
I understand. I get that part, but the thing of it is, man, it's not the fact that he doesn't know that he lost. He knows he lost. He just don't want to accept it. But then again, he's a narcissist, and most narcissistic people don't want to accept something that they can't control.
Favor. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So if he would have won, he would be probably turning backflips if he was able.
Oh yeah, this would have been a totally different week.
Exactly, man. So you know how that go, man. So, and god damn, where's the music coming from? Where's it coming from? Oh man, we got hacked again, y'all.
Sour grapes again.
Man, we getting hacked again. Hold on, let me see what's going on, y'all.
Sour grapes. Oh yes you do. You got them sour grapes. Sour grapes. Sour grapes. A grip of sour grapes.
Okay, I found it. Sorry about that, y'all. We had a little bit of technical difficulties right there. Somebody hacking into the system and stuff. So,
But that was a true hack.
but,
Relatable.
it's definitely definitely relatable, man. Cause like he,
Oh goodness.
but I'm sorry about that, y'all. That was
Russia.
That was Russia. That's what Russian bots mean. So we are on YouTube. So things happen. Things happen. So definitely, man. I don't know what's going on. But
It's
anyway,
all right.
we gotta straighten out though. We gotta straighten out.
Yeah,
Hopefully
take care of it.
we won't get hacked again, y'all. I
Right.
apologize for that.
Right.
But,
But it's relatable though, cause he's sour grapes or the little boy in the schoolyard with the ball. One of them, he doing something.
yeah, man. I mean, and that's pretty sad.
It is.
And that's pretty sad. I mean, if you lose gracefully. But then again, I was talking to someone earlier, one of my coworkers, and of course he's a Trump supporter, and he was talking about how the Democrats might have rigged the election.
How do you rig an election?
Yeah, that's the same thing I asked him. I said, first of all, how could you rig that election like that? He said, because some of those votes are being double counted. I said, are you absolutely positive? I mean, are you there? I mean, I don't know if the Democrats rigged the election or not. I mean, because I didn't have a dog in the fight. 'Cause to be honest with you, I didn't vote for anybody. So I didn't really have a dog in the fight.
But
so
they had voter watchers there.
yeah, they had people
in
watching
the
the vote
room.
count. Yeah, they had people watching the vote count. So my question to him is, if the Democrats actually rigged the election, which I don't put anything past either party.
Right.
If the Democrats did rig the election, how come Mitch McConnell is still in power?
Right. He should be out. Exactly.
Don't you think that
Congress would be a whole new dance floor.
Exactly,
Right.
because like as it stands right now, it's still a Republican House of Representatives and a Republican House of the Senate.
Yes.
Dominated by the Republicans.
Yes, it is.
So if the Democrats actually rigged the election, how come we got all those Republicans in office right now? Think about it. So he kind of shut down after that. So that's just my view.
He couldn't answer that question, huh?
Oh no, couldn't answer that at all.
Right. I always say when they talk about it's been rigged, I always say, where's your proof?
Yeah. Where's your proof at?
Prove it.
Yeah.
No
I mean,
answer.
that's what Donald Trump was screaming for the longest time, man. He was saying that it was the election was rigged and he lost and all that good stuff.
No, they said they stole it.
Yeah,
from
they
him.
stole it from. Yeah, they stole the election from him. Well, just like you stole the election. Come on now, don't get me started. So
It's just that cycle repeating itself, I guess, but not in his favor.
not in his favor, exactly. And a couple of current events is kind of like celebrity related, but y'all know I don't like doing celebrity gossip, but I had to bring these two out because one of the guys we're getting ready to talk about in a few seconds, Mo 3, if you're into hip hop, Mo 3, he was pretty good. I like some of his stuff. He was all right. Was killed out here on one of the interstates.
I-35.
I-35.
Over by the zoo, the Dallas Zoo.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he was, wow. He was shot down. Wow. So rest in peace, Mo 3. And Lil Boosie was recently shot.
See, Lil Boosie, from my understanding, is on Mo was on Lil Boosie's label.
Right.
And Lil Boosie was in town for his balloon release.
Right.
And
Okay,
Lil
that's
Boosie
what it
ended
was.
up going to Big T Plaza. One of the plazas where all the, people hang out, go buy the latest
Right, they
fake
do.
FUBU and fake Coochie and fake Gucci and all
Right,
that.
exactly,
And he was there
exactly.
buying a necklace. And when he got ready to leave, he got shot. His bus got shot at. So they say he got shot in the leg. There's so many conflicting stories, but he just came to town to pay respect, and he ended up himself getting shot.
That's messed up.
That is.
That's real messed up.
And not trying to be fun, but Big T is considered in the hood.
Yeah, it is.
So you on your own territory,
It's
more
right
or
there.
less, and you got shot.
Right there in Oak Cliff, ain't it? Yeah, that's considered the hood. Well, it's being gentrified right now, slowly but surely. And we'll talk
It is,
about that.
because I must admit they have built up over there a lot.
Yeah. It's going through gentrification right now, but we'll talk about that on another show too.
Absolutely.
Because gentrification is something that's been going on for a very long time in black neighborhoods, and it kind of took you read the color of law.
Yes, it does.
So we'll definitely talk about that. So I guess right now, baby.
Let's hit the topic.
Let's go ahead and get on it. We are talking about toxic masculinity in the black community and how it affects foundational black Americans. Now, this is my view on before I tell anybody my view, give them a definition of toxic masculinity.
Okay, I'm going to give a definition of masculinity first, and then I'm going to turn around and give one for toxic masculinity.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so masculinity, also called manhood or manliness, is a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles associated with boys and men. It is distinct from the definition of the biological male sex, as both males and females can either exhibit masculinity traits. That's masculinity. Now, toxic masculinity is defined by adhering to traditional male genders, roles that consequently stigmatize and limit the emotions boys and men may comfortably express while evaluating other emotions such as anger.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And a couple of examples of toxic masculinity is when people say that big boys don't cry, which nice little scheme you had for the show today. Very nice, dear.
Thank you.
And such things when they say, be a man, only girls cry. That's some examples of toxic masculinity.
Well,
And is that harmful
here's the thing.
to women in society when someone tells their sons that big boys, men don't cry?
Well, here's my whole spiel on this situation. The term toxic masculinity didn't really come into fruition in the black community until right after the slaves were freed. Somewhere longer, probably before then. More likely than not, probably before then. And the reason why it was a big deal, and it's a big deal to this very day, is because when you have a black alpha male, that black alpha male is a threat to a white alpha male. See, because, and Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, in her book The ISIS Papers, which is another book everybody should definitely pick up, that particular book is very important because she talks about that in great detail. Because to be honest, black men can completely obliterate the white race off of this planet sexually. So therefore, that's why we're a threat.
Sexually?
Yeah. Because if a black man procreates with a white woman, that baby's going to come out what color?
They still going to consider to be black.
Exactly.
When you said one drop of black blood.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, that black gene is going to dominate, correct? In some form or fashion. 9 times out of 10.
It's going to show either the
It's going to show
hair,
up
the
either
nose,
the hair, the nose, the lips.
the upbringing, the dialect.
Right, exactly. It's going to show up in some form or fashion. That black gene is going to dominate. I got a biracial friend. I wish he would call into the show, but he probably won't. But I got a biracial friend named I'm not going to tell his name, but I have a biracial friend, but you can tell he's half black just by looking at it. And I have another biracial friend. He's darker than you are, but you would never know he was half black until he told you. I mean, you can tell he's got something else in him by his hair because his hair is curlier than mine.
Right.
So, but you would never know that he was half black until he told you.
Okay.
That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
So that's why that white men view us alpha males as a threat.
As a threat. Okay.
Right. Because we could wipe them off the planet.
Right.
They don't like that. We're competition for them.
Well, mostly when I was discussing this yesterday, I believe. When most people think of toxic, they think, like the definition says, anger.
Right.
And it's mostly
The
like
angry
you
black
come
man.
off as being scary.
The angry black man.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you saying that some people or white people in general can't handle that anger or that scariness?
Well, it's not the fact that they can't handle it. It's just that, well, I guess you could say they couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I guess you
Either
could
that
say
they
that.
can't handle it or they don't know how to control it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That is pretty much it right there. They can't control that particular anger. But but anger is an
Unless
emotion
it's with a
everybody
gun
feels.
or a taser.
There
or
you go.
something.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's why we're a threat. That's why
what
we
about in
consider
the
it a threat.
workplace though? How does that work?
It's the same deal. It's the same deal
But they don't
because
have guns in the workplace. So
Well, they don't have
how
guns
can they
in the
control
workplace.
it in the workplace? By just what, firing you?
there you go.
Wow.
Either that or limiting your activities on your job.
I can see. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, because I'll use me as an example. I'd say about 2 or 3 jobs before I got the one that I have now. There was a guy, white guy, he would always give me a difficult task because he thought I was going to fail.
Like you couldn't handle it.
Like I couldn't handle it. And then when I made him look stupid, he hated that. So
you was able to complete it. You're like,
right, exactly.
You did
damn,
it.
He did it.
Correctly.
Okay. He did it correctly.
Didn't need no
did it
help
quicker than I
doing
would have.
it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he did it quicker than I would have done it.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm doing. I'm not stupid.
Been there, done that.
Exactly. So, but anyway, ever since then, I was a threat to him. Now, he ended up getting fired for whatever reason. I'm not going to say why he got fired. You know what? I'll go ahead and say it. I'm not going to say his name. He got fired because he was over there pushing steroids to people.
Oh, my God.
Like a dumbass.
On the job?
On the job.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why he got fired.
Well, maybe he didn't have a problem with you. Maybe he was just going through an issue of roid rage.
No, that wasn't roid rage. That was not roid rage.
That was just his character toward you.
Yeah, that was his character towards me because I was a threat to him.
Wow.
Now, see, if I was like a real soft-spoken, timid, borderline gay black man, I wouldn't have been much of a threat to him.
Why you gotta be?
Nah,
gay?
because I'm just saying. I'm just saying because like I would tell him flat out. I would tell him what I felt. I didn't care.
Okay.
What is he gonna do?
So you gave him 2 for 1.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
So
just didn't be like, oh, you're funny.
no. I just told him, no. Because I remember one time I heard him telling a racial joke. I didn't report him to HR. I told him if I ever hear him tell another joke like that, I'll meet you in the parking lot.
Oh no. You took it upon yourself to approach him?
Yeah, I approached him.
Oh, that was your first mistake. They don't like to be approached.
Of course not. Oh, no. They don't like to be approached. They don't like to be. They don't like to be fronted on. But like I told him, I said, tell another joke like that. Me and you gonna meet in the parking lot.
Oh wow. And what was his response?
He just kind of like looked like, man, it's just a joke. I said, no, it's just a joke to you, but to me, it's something a little bit different because it's offensive to me.
Right.
So. And he didn't like that.
And ever since then, it was.
Ever since then, he had a bullseye. I had a bullseye on the back of my head.
Well, there you go. Enemy number 1.
But anyway, but that was that, man. He never told another joke in front of me. It's put like that to where I could hear it. So, but anyway, I ended up switching jobs anyway. Got a better paying job.
And he got fired for.
And he got fired for selling steroids. I'm not gonna tell his name, but I don't want to give him no shine, but
That's crazy.
But yeah, he got fired for pushing steroids at the workplace.
Well, brought it on himself, I guess.
Yeah, he did brought it on himself. He's gonna get fired anyway, from what I understand.
So he just helped himself along.
Yeah, pretty much.
But let me ask you this though: even though you heard him tell that joke,
and
you took it upon yourself to approach him about it and let him know how you felt, did you not have any sense of going to HR or telling upper management about it?
No, that's something I can handle myself.
So who was he telling to? Was it other white men or other black men or?
He told that joke to, it was 2 other white guys. And those other 2 white guys, I used to talk to on a regular basis at that particular job. But because of that joke, and they heard me confront old boy about that joke, they left me alone until I left there. They would look at the opposite direction. They would make it their business to walk the other direction.
Wow. So I wonder if they feel like you were angry,
or
I
guess they did.
felt like they understood the joke and you took it too far.
I guess it could be either one of those scenarios.
That is.
It could be either one of those scenarios. But like I said, that's one thing you don't do.
Well, they probably thought we ain't gonna mess with him.
Of course not.
Toxic masculinity.
Well, that's what they call that. But that's not me being angry. That's just me taking up for me and my people.
But they don't look at that. They think you angry.
No, I'm not angry by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, you're right. They do look at that as angry, as the angry black man. So that's why, like I said, that's why we're considered a threat.
Unbelievable.
Yep, that's the way it is.
Well, like I said, when you brought up this topic, I was like, well, I never heard of anything with toxic masculinity. And then when I just doing the different research on it, it's very prevalent.
Oh yeah.
In the feminine world, in the LGBTQ world, and Hollywood and sports, it's everywhere. Especially in the workplace, though. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in the workplace. As a matter of fact, you know, speaking of entertainment industry, Dave Chappelle. Let's talk about that. I love Dave Chappelle.
Me too.
Dave Chappelle.
I used to think I didn't understand his comedy.
Right.
But over the years, when I started looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, you get it now.
It's a satire. Okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But now I love him. I love everything he does.
Oh yeah, I love Dave Chappelle. He's
Yeah.
funny as hell, man. He is very funny.
He make you think.
That's why I like
He
him.
make you think.
That's why I like him.
And in the low, you really want to be serious. He undercut white people so bad.
Oh my God.
And I don't even know if they get it. And they be the main ones laughing. That's why I'm like, do y'all not know he talking about you?
Yeah, he just made them look stupid. I mean, they too stupid to even see it.
Right. They just think he making a joke.
Yeah, exactly. But
Okay, go ahead. What you saying?
anyway, back on Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle turned down how much money? 40 million?
50 million.
$50 million
I'll never
because
forget that.
because he refused to put on a dress in the name of comedy.
he did.
And I can't say I blame him.
Really?
I can't say I blame him. I
It's
mean,
just a
because
skit, though.
I don't care.
Wow.
I wouldn't care. I'm like Dave Chappelle. I was proud of Dave Chappelle when he did that. There's a lot of people out there that say, man, he was stupid for doing that. Well, took that. Well, that just goes to show you your ass is for sale.
Tyler Perry put on a dress repeat, and now he's a billionaire. That's
Okay,
with
that's
a B.
Tyler Perry. That's Tyler Perry.
Billionaire.
That's Tyler Perry. I'm
And
not
that's
Tyler Perry.
because he put on a dress, and the name of that character is Medea.
That's he invented that character though.
Right. It's, like he said, that's what he was raised on. His mothers and his aunts and his grandmothers,
Right.
who formed Medea, and now he's a successful billionaire off
Okay,
of that
and
character.
I get that part.
Yeah.
I get that part.
Okay.
And Tyson and from what I understand, Tyler Perry is still, even though he did that character, he's still an alpha male.
Yeah.
In other words, he wasn't buck broken.
Right.
So, and we're gonna talk about that on another show too. So that's a whole different thing.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle refused to put on a dress because that's Dave Chappelle's principles. I'm not gonna put on no damn dress. I don't give a damn how much money you offer me.
Wow.
And I'm with Dave Chappelle on that. When I heard about that, I was 100% behind Dave Chappelle. He did not compromise his principles because somebody put some money in front of him.
Well, that's true. He didn't. Cause I'm like, why did he walk away? I never understood it. I read the article.
Yeah. I mean, now that to me is not considered toxic masculinity. That's just a man standing behind his principles. Now, which one would you respect more? Somebody to put on a dress of $40 million, or somebody that stood behind their principles?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Because I mean, it can go both. Well, of course, I'm going to lean toward principles, of course, because that's what your forthright in life is. Stand on your principles. But then you got to look at it too. If you if you want to be a playwright or entertainer, as Tyler wants to be, and that's the avenue where he saw the most income coming in, why not capitalize off of it?
No.
You won't compromise yourself for capitalism?
No, you never compromise yourself. I mean,
But he's not really compromising himself. He just made up a character.
But think about this though. He got more respect from people after he refused that than he
Dave
would
or
have.
Tyler?
Dave Chappelle.
He did.
He got more respect from people when he refused that, as opposed to people respecting him if he had done it.
So do you not think people respect Tyler when he dressed up?
No, they respect Tyler because, see, like I said, Tyler Perry came up with that character. That's a whole different thing. They wanted Dave Chappelle to put a dress on for a comedy skit. Right.
Gotcha.
Right, exactly. See,
Now,
that's
okay,
different.
it
That's
takes
the
a
difference.
minute. Give me a moment. Old brain start clicking.
It's the same
I
deal.
see what you're saying.
It's the same deal,
Okay.
and it's the same deal with Flip Wilson and Geraldine.
Right.
Geraldine was the character that Flip Wilson came up with. Classic character. Love Geraldine. She was funny as hell. Never saw her boyfriend kill her though. But
Geraldine was hell though.
hey man, Geraldine was hell on wheels. But still, it's the same deal with Flip Wilson and Geraldine.
And Jamie Foxx.
And Jamie Foxx and Other Girl Wanda and Martin Lawrence and Shanae.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shanae, I forgot about Shanae.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
Shanae
about
and Big Mama. Yeah, those are characters. Well, Big Mama, I think, did he come up with that character?
Well, he's a police officer undercover trying to catch a bad guy. So.
Well, that's been done before. I mean, you got.
Okay, what about this one? Robin Harris playing the maid. What was that movie? I love that movie too. Robin Harris put on a dress too. Not Robin Harris. The white comedian.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. So what's the difference?
No, we ain't talking about white folks. We're talking about black people.
That's what I'm saying. So what's the difference? So do they think they still did it for a role and for a character?
But still, it's all about principles. It's all about your principles. Because I'm just gonna be honest with you. If somebody was to give me a movie role and they said, okay, Reg, in this scene right here, you gotta kiss a man. Bye.
I can see that.
Bye.
I can see that.
I'll holler at you. Well, we offering you X amount of dollars, and
But putting on a dress though,
it's the same deal.
I feel like if you're comfortable in your masculinity, putting on a dress can make anybody think otherwise.
No, if you don't want to put on no dress, I don't give a damn how much money you flash in front of me. I'm not gonna put on no dress, and I'm not gonna put on a dress.
I get it.
Because trust me, in the long run, and you being you will respect me a whole lot more for standing behind my principles as opposed to just taking the money just to put on a dress.
Absolutely, you're right.
Exactly, that's my whole point.
Call me out on it. You're right.
Yeah, that's my whole point.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my whole point. Which brings us back to our subject of toxic masculinity. Would that be toxic masculinity? No, that's just a man standing behind his principles. What's so toxic about it?
Yeah. But they tried to make it out to be. They tried to make a big deal out of it, though.
Oh yeah, they would definitely try to make a big deal out of it. But there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, because if a man has principles, a man has principles.
Stand on them.
Yeah, you should always stand on your principles. Because and Leslie, if you're in the chat room, say something, brother. Because we were always taught from the time that we were younger. To stand on, to mean what you say and say what you mean.
That's all you got. That's right. Say it with your chest.
There you go. Say it. You respect the man. And that's not really considered toxic masculinity right there, because like we were taught to respect you respect another human being until they show you otherwise.
Right. Absolutely.
That's not toxic masculinity. That's just a man being a man.
Right.
That's a principle of being a man.
If you don't stand on your word, you don't have nothing.
There you go. Exactly.
Nothing.
Precisely. That's it right there.
Like my dad always tell us, be yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself, and if you can say it, you can repeat it.
There you go.
Verbatim.
There you go.
So that's my thing. I'm like, my principles and my character is one thing I will not let nobody compromise.
Yeah, and that's not really you.
I don't know if they want me to dress up as a football player like Walter Payton. I might do. I might do it. Like I used to play football a little bit when I was little anyway with my brother. I was like, I might do it.
Les is in the room.
Hey.
Les is in the room. So,
First down, penalty on the play, flag. But I understand what you're saying, and I highly, highly respect you for that stance. I really do.
Definitely, man. Because like I'm sorry, that's just how I'm built as a man, and that's not being a toxic That's not being toxic with my masculinity. That's just me standing behind my principles.
Your principles, yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna. I don't want to put no dress on.
Right.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But if you want to put a dress on, that's your business. That's knock yourself out, bro. But I ain't gonna do it.
Right.
So, but
what's the story you was telling me about Terry Crews?
Terry Crews was. You might have to look.
Now,
this
would
up.
he fall in this category?
No, Terry Crews is just buck broken.
Buck broken.
That's what he is. He's buck broken because Terry Crews was saying something about toxic masculinity, and I'm looking at him like, look, man. In the black community, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity, in my personal opinion, because this is the same man that let another man grab him by his private parts, and Terry Crews' wife is standing right next to him, right next to Terry.
Okay.
So my whole deal is, who are you to tell me what toxic masculinity is when you should have stomped that dude out for grabbing you by your junk? I don't care who it was, but because I know for a fact if it was me, it's going to be some consequences and repercussions, because only one person is allowed to grab me there, and you know who that is.
Your doctor.
Whatever. I see you got jokes, but anyway.
Okay, I just put up this story about Terry. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let me play devil's advocate. Here I am, guys. I got my coat on today. At that time, I think Terry was just coming up in the industry. And I think this guy, let me see. Yeah, this guy is one of a top executives. Maybe he got caught off guard.
No, that's what catching off guard, man. You another man. You touch my stuff. There is no caught off guard.
And then he said he was sexually assaulted.
being groped by a high level Hollywood exec is not sexual assault. That's just a man grabbing you by your stuff.
Yeah, that's what he said.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I don't care who it is. It could be Jesus. Grab me by my stuff. I am going to stomp our Lord and Savior out. No, bro. You don't grab me there. I don't give a damn who you are.
Not Jesus.
I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, y'all gonna get mad at me. I really don't give a damn. But
Jesus
you know,
made you. Jesus said, "You gonna stomp out Jesus?"
And Leslie brought up a really good point. Terry Crews did put on the dress.
He has?
He has worn a dress on in a Saturday Night Live skit. I remember that.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Oh
yes,
my
he
God.
did.
Because he always played like a masculine role and always flexing his muscles. I never knew he did it. Oh my.
Yeah, he ain't too masculine now, is he?
Oh,
You gonna let another man grab you by your stuff? Come on, man. Yep, you
For
sure
me,
did.
okay, so just say, let's just put ourselves in that situation.
Yep.
And, you are becoming this real nice businessman and you had an opportunity to do a program or do a job for all the NFL teams in, the world. And you met with the top executive at NFL and they like your work ethic and want you to do all the jerseys or whatever.
Okay.
And I'm standing there by you and then he grab you by your balls.
Oh, he's gonna get dog walked.
Now, do you expect me to do anything?
I expect you to step back and call the police and stop me from killing him.
So I thought you were going to say hit him in the head with your purse or something.
No. Just step back and let me
Just
handle
call
that.
the
That's
police.
something for me to handle.
But you want me to call the police?
I'll call the police. So I won't kill him because I that's all there's to it. Because I might just blank out. But that's the one thing that you don't do.
I don't know if anybody ever had an interview with her to see what was her thinking pattern at that time.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. I don't know if
Because I think
anybody.
they both probably just caught off guard. But now that he's talking about it, he don't seem like he was caught off guard.
He wasn't.
It
caught
just
off
like he was
guard.
just trying to
Come
keep
on.
himself
caught off
cool
guard.
so he can continue to grow in the industry.
Nah, grow in the industry, my ass. You stomp that fool out. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if it was me, oh no, he'd get dog walked.
Well, let me ask you this. With a situation like that, how can he even speak on toxic masculinity?
Exactly.
Because now he feel like he's a sexual...
Yeah,
This guy who touched was a sexual predator.
Yeah. He
So
just
they
got
don't even go
emasculated.
hand in
He
hand.
got
Yeah,
emasculated
exactly.
in
He got
front of his
emasculated,
wife.
yeah.
Right in front of his wife. Right in front of his wife.
Wow.
That's the worst kind of way to get emasculated. Was it in front of your girl?
Okay, eventually she could be like, well, you didn't do that to that man who...
Exactly. That's a sister too. So yeah, she brought it up. She brought it up.
Oh, man, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he speaks a lot. Like, this is a long article here. And he's speaking a lot about toxic masculinity. Because he had a debate with D.L. Hughley about it.
Yeah, him and D.L. Hughley was going back and forth on that, and D.L. Hughley, he said, "What if I was to slap the shit out of you?" To D.L. Hughley, and D.L. Hughley told him flat out, "You just slap the shit out of that white man for grabbing you by your stuff. So why would I be scared that you're gonna do that to me?"
He said, "I think it's hard for me to think that a dude with all those muscles can't tell an agent to not touch." Wow. How did he call that sexual? Well, I guess he was sexual before you caught out guard.
I suppose, but still, man, ain't no catching no guard. I meet you in the parking lot, bro. We gonna have some words. So hold on, let me get everything set up so I can go ahead and start taking calls, because this is going to be an interesting show. I'm curious to see what everybody else would think about that, but because like I said, to be honest with you, it's going to be a problem for me. And
okay, let me ask you this: so, if Terry told D.L. Hughley he would slap the shit out of him, would that be considered toxic behavior?
Well, it depends on who you ask. That's a matter of opinion. But I don't think that would be.
So why would you take that stand? He just telling you, well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it depends on who you ask. I mean, me personally, I don't really think that that would be considered
behavior,
toxic behavior. That's just
an emotion.
That's just two men.
What is a reflex?
Yeah, that's just two men going at it, having a disagreement. In my personal opinion, I mean, if you consider it toxic, then I guess you could consider it toxic. Like I said, it depends on who you ask. But I don't consider that toxic.
Let's bring this up right quick too before you start taking calls. Boosie Badass this year.
Oh yeah.
The rapper. I know we don't, but this is pertaining to the subject. Was talking about how he had his nephews and his sons and any male figures in his life, he get them fellatio.
Right.
Between the ages of 12 and 13. And he let grown women do this to them. And he got smothered.
Of course he did.
With backlash.
Of course he did, because that is, in my personal opinion, as men, we want the younger potential men to be men, but that's not the way to do it. That is not the way to do it. See, we live in a society now, and where something like that, like where having sex, at the younger you have sex or have a sexual act performed or perform a sexual act, is considered an accomplishment.
Make
now.
you a man.
Right, that makes you a quote unquote man. That's not toxic masculinity in my personal opinion. That's just flat out stupidity. Because that's the one that, because I would rather my sons not be sexually active at that young of an age until they're ready to be sexually active. Exactly, they have no clue. They have no idea as to what they're doing. But I mean, that's just me.
I agree. I totally agree.
So I would rather my sons be judged on their principles as opposed to how big their dingling is.
Their brains.
Yeah.
Their knowledge.
Right, exactly. I want them to be
well-rounded, well-spoken.
Right, exactly. I want them to be something like that. You know,
if
I don't
they
want,
have a skill,
right? Do they have a skill and whatnot? Yeah.
Athletics, whatever.
Right, precisely. Can you start a business? Can you run a business once you get that business started? You know, do you know who J.A. Rogers is? Can you quote Elijah Muhammad? Do you know who Malcolm X is? That's what I want.
Brother, yes.
That's what I want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not how many you done bedded.
No, that's
what they say. I done
that.
took her down.
Yeah. How many you done chopped down?
Yeah.
Don't about, that's really nobody's business, but still.
They try
but
to brag on
somebody brag on, but people brag on it all the time. Yeah, they brag on it all the time.
Well, this is something I read too. It says black toxic masculinity is a unique beast that has rooted in white supremacy, internationalized racism, internationalized queerphobia, and misogynoir. It is born out of the humiliation and terror that black men have endured throughout American history. Wow.
Well, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to slavery.
That's what I was just going to say. Now, in the past, black men were beaten in front of their wives and children during slavery time.
Exactly. That's what I was getting to. I was getting to something else too, but I was going to get to that also. Wow. Let's go back to slavery. Back during slavery, if a man had a wife, or if a man had a wife and a daughter, a lot of times the white overseer or even the white master will come in and either rape his wife in front of him, rape his daughter in front of him, one of the two. So for that man to sit up here and do that, of course, that woman in that particular household with him is going to look at him a little bit different, because she's going to look at him and say, you could have stopped him from doing this. Why'd you let this happen to me? She's going to look at him like that. She's not going to look at him the same. As far as she's concerned, he's less of a man. Okay?
Yeah.
And on top of that, on the same subject, what a lot of times what happened is, and this goes along the lines of buck breaking also, and we'll talk about that on another show. A lot of times what the overseer or the slave master would do is they would take the male slave, tie him up, pull his pants down, and penetrate him anally in front of everybody.
Right.
To let everybody know, I'm the man here. He just submitted to me sexually.
Yeah.
That plays along the lines of the psyche of a black man too, because now he has to prove that he truly is a man.
Right. They said they were whipped, mutilated, and castrated as well.
Right. Exactly. Oh yeah. They were beaten.
Yeah.
A lot of times when a slave was hung, when they were hanging from a tree.
Right.
A lot of times, what they would do, what the people that hung him would do, is they would cut off his genitalia and keep it in a glass jar as a trophy.
Right. Especially he one of the big bucks. What they
Exactly.
call.
If he was a big burly buck slave, then that's what they would do. That goes along the lines of what I was talking about earlier. Is how white men view alpha males as a threat.
Right. But is that masculinity or is that emasculation?
Both.
I get you. But let's go back to the wife. Look at the man different.
Okay.
If I'm truly there with you and I know you had no choice, that you was outnumbered, first of all, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2 or 3 men holding you down, trying to tie you up. I wouldn't look at you different. I'm thinking that you, especially if I see you struggling and trying hard not to be taken advantage of, I don't think we can truly say that we will look at you different, you know?
Well, since you put it like that, you're right.
Yeah.
When you put it like that, you are absolutely right.
Yeah, and then back then they had so much, for lack of better words, control.
Yeah.
Because they had a whip in their hand or a gun in their hand that they didn't have a choice unless they wanted to be killed or beaten to death.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
But now if me and you out at the movies and these boys come and say, we want those 2 seats right there, and you be like, okay, let's go. And we just get up and be like, wait a minute. Didn't our tickets pay for these seats right here? I mean, I expect you to say a little something, be like, "Nah, these are our seats, player. You know, look at your ticket. What's your ticket number? Nah, these are our seats."
That's exactly
I don't
what
want
I
you to
would
get into it with nobody.
Oh, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I don't want you to just get right up, and be like, "Okay, we gone."
That's what I would do. I'd be like, yo, man, let me see your ticket. Let me see what you got, because we might be in the wrong seats. If we in the wrong seats, we'll move.
Exactly.
So but that's what I would do.
Yes,
but that's just
exactly.
me.
But if you could be like, "Okay, let's go, we're out," and then leave me there standing by myself, I'm like, "Wait a minute."
Oh no. See, that right there is a buck broken man, and B, an emasculated man.
No matter how big he is,
no matter how big he is,
you would.
I wouldn't care, man, because like I look at it like this, man. I don't. A big man can fall just like a little man. That's just my view. I mean, I'm from the whole philosophy: the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So and with what I know, I can take his big ass down with no problem.
You got lethal things on you.
Precisely my point.
The hands and legs.
Exactly. So I'm not worried about that.
And your mouth. That mouth is a killer.
The pot cannot call the kettle black.
My mouth not as no. I think you got me beat on that. Yeah, that old mouth.
Yeah.
You're like, what you say? Oh, okay. Yeah. But no, that's good to know. But like I said, I don't. I'm not gonna speak for all women, but I think most women would not judge him, especially if he's in a position like that. But if he just one of those yes men, be like, oh, okay, or call himself trying to be down. That's my homeboy. No, you're just gonna let him rule you like that? That's crazy. Take over like that.
I'm gonna text Marvin real quick to see if he's ready to get on. Hold on.
All right. But yeah, when I read that story about Booster, that kind of shocked me, because I'm like, he was so adamant about what he was doing, like it was the correct thing to do. He was really taken aback when he got so much backlash about it. And I was like, wow. Why would that even shock you?
Well, see, the thing of it is...
But isn't that what they do, though? Isn't that what most uncles and daddies and all that did back in the day to their young men to show them
white men
how
did
to
that.
treat a woman?
Yeah. Knowing how to treat a woman and giving and having a prostitute go down on your preteen son is 2 different things.
Yeah.
Because I was taught how to treat a woman by my grandfather and all the older gentlemen in my life. I was taught how to treat a woman. I wasn't taught. They didn't take me to a whole house and say, okay, pick one.
But that's that mindset, though. You know how most men mindset are, that they're rather for them to let you know what it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to be than just being with somebody who don't know what they're doing or whatever. So at that age, isn't that when you start being curious anyway?
Well,
and with that curiosity, they want you to be, quote unquote, satisfied, or your curiosity answered.
Here's the deal with that. Here's the deal with that. You want your son to grow up to be a strong man.
Correct.
We want our sons to do that.
Yeah.
So of course you don't want him to be, compromising or soft or anything like that. Mm-hmm. You want him to be a man.
Now, what does soft mean? What is that?
Timid. I mean, there's a time to be timid, there's a time not to be timid. That's what I'm saying. But not timid all the time is what I meant.
Okay.
Sometimes you want a man, you want him to be, sometimes you want him to know when to do those things.
Okay.
So
that's understandable.
Yeah, because there's a time and a place. I mean, you ain't gotta be loud and boisterous all the damn time. Now we know a few people that's like that. Yeah, that's loud and boisterous all the damn time. That's just somebody that wants to be heard. Yeah, that's somebody that's somebody that wants attention all the damn time.
Yeah, gotta have all eyes on me.
Exactly, it's all about me.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the Klansman in chief right now, he's like that.
Yep.
He's not a man's man. He's an asshole. Is what he is. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's another subject for another time. But anyway, my point is this. Everybody wants their sons to be men, grow up to be men. Mm-hmm. Okay? But there's a time and a place to get loud. There's a time and a place to get boisterous. There's a time and a place to do whatever you need to do.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Definitely a time and a place for that. Mm-hmm. Okay? All the time is not the time and the place. You gotta know when to pick your battles. In other words, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So, do you think a lot of black men have drawn to Trump's masculinity, toxic masculinity?
There are some that are. Now, if there's a definition of toxic masculinity, Donald Trump is it. Bar none, hands down.
So, what would make black men draw to that? What is so? I don't understand that.
Well, most black men that are drawn to the antics of Donald Trump, most of them are cooned out anyway. So that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And some black men are just drawn to power. And that's
power,
pretty much
I can
it.
See that. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
They're drawn to power.
Correct.
Okay. Now those black men are dangerous in the sense that they're going to be drawn to the most powerful person. Okay, instead of them, because I guess because the way they see it, power attracts power.
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I mean that's just my spiel on that situation. Okay. I mean, if that's it, then that's it.
But not the way Donald Trump has come off as how he treat women, how he speak to people, his mannerism.
Well, think about this. I mean,
they're not drawn to that. They're drawn to powerful.
Right. Okay. They're drawn to the power aspect.
I got you. Okay.
They're drawn to his boisterousness. They're
outspoken.
Right. Exactly. That's what they're drawn to.
He just talk and carry himself like he don't have to answer to nobody.
Exactly. That's what they're attracted to. It doesn't have anything to do with him being a good person, because he's not a good person. I mean, look at how his wife be brushing her hand off. Come on now. That's
she
the first
don't even
time
want to
I've
hold
ever
his
seen
hand.
They want to hold his hand. Go on. Get your hand out of my face. And she walk her head up and shit like that. Boy, she don't care, boy. She, and you can tell just by how she acts, how he treats her.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Exactly. So
he treat his daughter more like his wife.
Yeah,
Ivanka. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's very weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that part alone right there. But
But here are a couple of toxic masculinity behaviors.
Okay.
Stoic, being stoic.
Smart ass.
Promiscuous.
Being a hoe. It's true.
Championing heterosexuality as the unattainable norm. What? Unalterable norm. Oh, heterosexual. Oh, so they mean they have a problem with gay people.
There you go. They're homophobic.
Being violent.
Mm-hmm.
Dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Sexual aggression towards women.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Not displaying emotion. Not being a feminist ally. Wow.
Well,
so that
last
he won't stick
one,
up for women.
Well, that last one's kind of questionable. But I can understand all those things as far as toxic masculinity is concerned. Mm-hmm. But scroll down some. Let me go ahead and check those out just a little bit. Okay. Being stoic, that means being a smart ass. We know that. But
self-reliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Independent.
Right.
Physically tough.
Yeah.
Scared of a mouse, though.
Exactly. Scared of a damn spider,
exactly.
But he's the man. And and that's being a smart ass and and being overconfident is two different things.
Right.
So
there's a difference.
Yeah. I mean, some people are smart ass. I'm a little bit of a smart ass myself. Shut up. Be quiet.
I'm sorry. I had something in my throat.
I didn't mean to say shut up.
Excuse me.
But yeah.
Thank you for correcting it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have made little something in my throat.
Be quiet, woman. I am not that bad of a smart ass. I am not that bad.
Boy, if you say that to yourself to be, yeah. Pray for me.
Whatever,
Okay.
Trust me, y'all. If I was that bad, I wouldn't be here.
I know how to handle it.
Well, okay. She's a smart ass.
I just been saying, 'cause when you get smart, I got one in the pocket for
exactly
you.
my point. That's my point. That's kind of my point. So but anyway.
Okay. Promiscuous.
Oh, that's being a hoe right there. I mean, cause how
can a man be praised for being a hoe, but then a girl's a hoe, she just a hoe? That's crazy.
There's man hoes out there.
But they be praised for it, but when a woman do it, she's considered nasty and hoish and get talked about.
Well, see,
but a man is praised for it.
Here's the drawback.
I know
to
that's
that.
another topic, but go ahead and elaborate a little bit.
Here's a drawback on that. I'm going to take an old Confucius quote.
Not Confucius.
Yeah, I'm going back. I take it back. I take it back, baby.
Okay.
Confucius, there's an old quote that Confucius says. I'm not going to quote him verbatim. He said, a man isn't judged by how many women he can satisfy. A man is judged by satisfying the same woman over and over again. Okay, so just because you out there, you laying down every woman that you see, and I tell people this all the damn time that's out there swinging single and, doing whoever they want to do. I tell them flat out, I'm just going to be real with you, dude. I get more than you do from one woman. You got to lie to a woman to get something. I don't. So what's the difference? I mean,
right. You're right.
So,
You're right. That's a double standard, though.
I agree with you on that. But, like I said, just because you out here, you having sex with this one, that one, and the other one, okay. That means that you're not.
He the man. You
no,
see
he's
how
not
many
the
women
man.
he got?
He's not the man. I got one woman.
Nasty.
I got one woman.
Absolutely.
And
that what makes you look like a man.
There you go.
When you can hang in there through the good, the bad, the ups and the downs. One woman.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need.
That makes you look like a man. That's what should be praised.
I got one. That's all I need right there.
Excuse me. Let me step off this high horse I just got on, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Those are my melanated thoughts.
Hey, it is what it is, baby. Do you. So, but anyway, like I said, I tell them all the time, man, I probably get more than you do. Because, all I got to do is go to my lady's house and, it's on the crack of lacking.
Let's change this.
I think I struck a nerve.
Okay, so what about heterosexual as the... Oh, come and read this. Many men are programmed to react negatively to the concept of homosexuality. Why? Long as they're not approaching you, touching you, or making you feel some kind of way, why?
Well, again, that's a loaded question. That's a loaded one right there, because I could care less about who somebody else sleeps with.
Absolutely.
That's not my business. Now, do I agree with homosexuality? No, because I think it's against nature. It goes against nature. It doesn't have anything to do with religion, anything like that. To me, it's just unnatural. So it doesn't have anything to do with anything else. So I'm not going to sit up here and if I see a gay man, am I going to say, hey, faggot? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to look at him and say, hey, man, what's happening? It is what it is.
Right. They said through popularity, most little boys are taught that to be homosexual is to be less masculine.
I know some gay men that's more masculine than any alpha male I ever seen in my damn life, and you would never know they were gay until they told you.
Absolutely. I've seen a couple of those too.
Yeah, I know 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, they gay as they want to be. They tell you flat out, yeah, I'm gay.
All the women think, oh girl, he's so fine, he's such a man's man. In reality, he like Fred instead of Francine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's that can be either way.
Okay, being violent.
Violent is not really a masculine trait, because I know some violent ass women out there.
I'm sorry.
No, it's the truth. So that's not really a toxic masculine trait. That's a human trait right there. I know some violent ass women.
Statistically, men commit significantly more violent crimes.
I agree with you on that.
Women, yeah.
I agree with you on that. That's a very true statement.
Being dominant.
Well, it depends on what you mean by dominant.
But just like you just talking a minute ago, to be preoccupied with power.
Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much it right there. You know, being dominant, you have to be in control of every situation that you come into contact with. So some situations you can't control. And that's the one thing we have to understand.
Look at this, such as being verbal, physical, and an online bully. Who is that?
Ooh, hello. Come on now. Could it be the Klansman in chief? Maybe.
In charge.
There you go.
Sexual aggression towards women.
Well, you know, that's called being a rapist, in my opinion. So, you know, because I've never...
It says like sexual comments and sexual jokes to
I mean,
women. Yeah.
I mean, you know me better than most
Sexual
people.
harassment.
I mean, you know me better than most people do. Am I sexually aggressive like that?
No.
Exactly.
No, you're very...
Precisely. So that's not really a toxic masculine. That's well, if you are sexually aggressive, then you got a problem.
No,
that's all I got to say about that. Yeah.
You're very loving and tender.
Thank you, babe. Next one.
No, sorry. Not displaying. Not displaying emotion.
Well, I got that bad.
It's an emotion is treated as being a
feminine
characteristic.
Well, see, a lot of men don't display emotion because they look at it like that's a sign of being weak.
Right.
But you know, I'm guilty of that a little bit. I really am. I am to a point. I'm guilty of that a little bit.
Of what?
Of not displaying emotions. I'm guilty of that just a little bit. I mean, I'll be the first to tell anybody that because
you are hard to read sometimes. I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of where I was getting at. But,
yeah.
I'm really guilty of that. Of not displaying emotion. But I've been known to display emotion. I will. I don't really care because I can remember when my sister Vicky passed away. You know.
Oh, that's a given.
Yeah. That was.
That's hard.
Yeah, that was really hard for me because me and Vicky were pretty close.
And then at that time, you was a full grown man.
I was a full grown man. I was crying like a newborn at that funeral, boy.
And I don't think anyone on this planet should knock you for that.
Oh no!
Because it's hard to lose a loved
nobody
one,
did,
especially
man.
Sister, brother, mother, father. Ooh.
Nobody did. It was the same day when my pops died. I cried when I cried with him. You know, that was, hey, that's pops.
Absolutely.
You know, so, but yeah, I don't think that.
Well, they said from childhood, males are shamed to conform with the standards that to show emotion is considered weak.
Yeah,
and
crying at your babies. Yeah. I've heard people say that. Crying. I've heard people tell their sons that.
Yeah. Don't cry.
Don't cry. That's for girls.
Boys don't cry. That's gay. I heard them say it's gay.
I heard them say that. I've heard them say boys don't cry. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I think it's very enduring when a man is accepting of his emotion and is not ashamed to show them raw, sympathetic, however they want it. So I don't think it's nothing wrong with that at all.
All right. I'm gonna get Marvin a call.
Okay. Very understanding. A feminist ally.
Okay, let me give Marvin a call. Let's see if he is down for the call. Let me turn my Bluetooth off. Give him a call. What else you got, babe?
Well, that's all I'm just saying. What I'm reading here about feminist ally, they say like if a man participate in women activities, he's considered not masculine. So just for instance, like when we just had the breast cancer walk, if you didn't have to work that day, I'm pretty sure you would have went with me.
No doubt.
And you would have walked with me.
Yep.
And I wouldn't have thought nothing about your masculinity.
Of course not.
I don't agree with this one. Not at all.
Okay.
Hello.
What's up, my man? What's going on, bro?
Hey, co-host.
Hey.
How you doing?
Trying to marinate the redneck state.
Uh-huh. We'll be down there in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, we've down there, man. In a few.
Right there. Well, we'll be glad to have you.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we'll come out to your spot, man. You know, if you're available. Yeah, we'll come out there and holler at you.
Yeah, definitely. We got some stove dipping.
Oh, he do skull. Oh my gosh.
No,
Oh, he don't do. Oh, okay.
Contest. No. It's a contest to see how far you can actually spit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Don't worry
yeah.
about it. It's cool. We got noodling, mud.
Oh, he's talking about all the activities.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
activities.
I know all those. We grew up in the country. I know about all that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking redneck. That's different.
Oh, red. Oh no. See, nah. Nah, I know about the
We got a little
skull.
fiddling going on.
Feeling. I hear the feeling now.
Hey, man.
Welcome to
Anyway,
Oklahoma, huh?
let's see. Is my man concede yet, or he still mind playing tricks on him like Bushwick?
Well, you know, it's like this, Nas, and we talked about this earlier, man. You know, he is not going to concede anytime soon. He's still not letting those reins go. So, you know,
That dude mental, man.
That's what I
He got
said.
mental issues. For real.
dude, I agree with you. I've always said that about him.
I'm for real, because like I said, he got 2 more months to F up before Joe take over.
Yeah.
So I think he gonna do something real.
He gonna do
real
something.
shady.
Oh yeah.
I agree. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that 100%, man. I think he's definitely going to do something. So, you know.
He gonna do something. I mean, right now he just kind of playing along and going with the lawyers and trying to sue and all that, which ain't gonna happen.
Right.
But
As
he gonna do something.
As a matter of fact, some of the states if not all of the states have dropped his cases.
Yeah,
so
they have
Exactly.
9 different states.
You ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
Then they ask
You don't have
for
a
evidence.
case.
Oh no, we ain't got no evidence.
yeah,
Dude, case dismissed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they never threw that shit out of court, man. So you know he's kind of like like a baby with no diaper. He's ass out.
Yeah. You sit up there and be talking about you gonna sue and this and that, and you ain't got no evidence to prove your point.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, man. So
Yeah.
so today, Nas, we're talking about toxic masculinity in the black community, man. And the floor is yours. Do you?
All right, hold on. Let me sip on a little bit of this right here. Get my mind right.
Loosen up.
That I ain't trying to sponsor P Diddy, but that's some rock pineapple.
I heard that was good.
Yeah, somebody told me it was
I
good.
heard it was good.
With that 7-Up.
Oh no, not the
Can't drink
7
it
Up.
straight.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I sip. I don't drink. But anyway, get back to this. Well, this has been the plan since. I'm gonna go ahead and say since the 60s. They wasn't really pushing femininity on black men up until that point. They started, first of all, taking the black man out of the home.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So the more, and I think at the time, I'm not sure how it is, but I think at the time, the more kids you had, the more money you got.
Yep.
That's what Lance was talking about a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Yep. We talked about that a few weeks ago. So yeah, you're right.
So the whole idea is, okay, then we gonna give you this money, but you gotta have this man out the home. And if you take the man, and I am not saying anything against women, especially black women. I'm not, because I was raised solo. You know, my mom raised me by herself or whatever, and God, and she did a good job what she could with my hard-headed ass. But I'm saying, if you got some kind of structure in the home, and that takes away from the structure, you got a mom working maybe 2 jobs or even one. She working 10, 12 hours a day. She come home, she's sleepy. She ain't got time to be. I mean, she'll throw on some food, but you know what I'm saying. And so that way, that breaks down the structure of the home.
Right.
And that way, you got a person like myself or whomever going out in the street and trying to learn that way.
Right.
But by that same token, you also got, when you raise and you don't see nothing but femininity.
There you go.
Around you.
There you go.
Because a woman can't raise a man anyway.
No. A woman can't raise a man now.
Yeah, not at all.
She can kind of guide a little bit.
Right.
As far as like the emotional, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. A lot of men You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw myself in there. You know, I tend to have gotten emotional in the past over a lot of things, and that comes from the woman side.
Right.
And that's nothing. That's not saying nothing bad against
Not at all.
a woman raising a little boy.
Absolutely.
But at the same token, you need a balance.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, they've been trying to put that in because you can see it in the media.
Oh yeah,
You know
all
what
the
I'm
time.
saying? You see a show like, I'm gonna just throw you like Big Brother. They'll have a dude on there, have a black guy on there, but he be sweet as you know, he be as sweet as CNH. A pocket full of Jolly Ranchers.
You was just talking about that when Gene was
Yeah,
tonight.
exactly.
Yeah.
You'll notice that they'll put a feminine element. Okay, then. Well, since he's feminine, he won't be lusting after our women, or he won't even be looked at in a sexual way, because that's the main thing.
We just talked about that.
Well, yeah, we
America's
did.
scared of is black male sexuality.
We just talked about that.
Strong black male sexuality.
We just talked about that. You're
Scared
right.
of that.
Yep. We just talked about that.
Man, I'm talking about like shaking like dice.
Oh, I know.
I'm talking about like
Wow.
Suge Knight in the room.
Oh, I know.
1995.
I know.
That kind of scared.
Oh yeah, I know. We just talked about that earlier.
The black male sexuality is powerful,
Very.
and they do not want, especially if it's a strong male. You know what I'm saying? They do not want that ever shown.
Yep.
So, in the media and all that, that's why they pump femininity amongst black men, especially.
Exactly.
Let me ask you guys a question. Obama, to me, exuded strong black male characteristics, demeanor, personality.
Dominance, yeah.
So do you think they tried to break him when he was in office?
They did. They did
think they
try to
did?
break
Yeah,
it.
they try to break it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did they, or did they try?
They tried.
No,
They tried.
They tried.
Yeah.
I said he tried.
Oh
Because
yeah.
is that what that old saying with the Malcolm X movie? This one man has too much power, kind of thing.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah,
it. That's exactly it. That's
Yeah.
exactly it.
That's why they was trying to make him a one-term president.
Yeah.
Every time he was in there.
Oh,
exactly.
Oh, yeah, that
they
makes
did.
sense.
That was the plan.
That was a whole plan in the first
First of
place.
all, they was pissed that he even got in there.
Yep.
How did you all let this dude in our exclusive
We got him in there, these
That's
black
what they
women.
had. They still have a meeting about that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How did
How
let
did
that
he
happen?
get in here?
Yeah. Exactly.
How the hell did you let this black SOB in our house?
Exactly.
That's what they pissed about still to
Yep.
this day.
To this very
And
day.
then did another 4 years? Wow.
And then did another 4? Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
did another 4? Oh no.
Yeah.
And that's why I say Trump was more or less a revenge president.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
I agree.
Definitely.
I agree. I agree.
And
I
look
agree.
where it got
He
us.
was not a president where he had presidential tendencies
Of course
or
not. No, far from it.
politics or anything like that. He was a get back for the 8 years Obama was in office.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But back to the lecture at hand. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off.
That's okay,
No,
bro.
that's a true. That's
It's
true.
it's true. It's true because it ties into what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that's why they was trying to push Michelle after, as far as being, because she's a dominant woman. She is very dominant, and she's probably one of the most. I'll say she's the most intelligent woman that graced the White House.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I agree with you on that.
I pulled a
Yes.
card versus all the rest of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This lady had more degrees than the summer.
Yep.
So, and them two together,
Powerful.
You know how the game go. They got to do a divide and conquer.
Powerful.
Of course. Of course. Of
They got to
course.
do that.
Of course.
So they had to do that, but obviously it didn't work.
Nope.
They was hoping
Not
to see
at all.
divorce him and all that kind of nonsense.
Somebody come out the
I mean,
woodwork
if you
with a
got
baby.
two strong people that really love each other, and I love to see them two do their thing like they were doing.
Me too.
That was real cool.
Yes, it was.
I mean,
Them two.
I agree with you on that. I mean, I didn't agree with a lot of Obama's policies and stuff like that.
No, I didn't either.
But
No, definitely not.
as far as that's concerned, that was a beautiful thing, man.
it
Because like
was.
with the way that they interacted with each other, because I mean, I just use me and Mimi for a minute. For a while, it was somebody in that was saying that our interaction wasn't authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like, come on, all you gotta do is spend some time with us. You'll see it's real.
Absolutely.
So, and that, I think that was the biggest problem with Michelle and Obama. It's the fact that people didn't think that their interactions
Just
were
put
authentic.
on.
Right?
Just
It was
put
all
on.
Because it was so beautiful to see.
It
Right.
was generic
That
though.
you like, nah, they can't be in love like that, or they can't like each other like that. But it was real.
It was.
They
It
actually
is.
like being
It
around
is.
each other.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure once in a while you had to, okay, you go do your thing, I'll do mine. That
Absolutely.
type of thing. But
Absolutely.
that thing was so beautiful together when you see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you see Tangerine Tammy and his Bruce Jenner female wife. Man.
Tangerine Tammy. I'm like, who is that?
Oh, excuse me. I meant the other
Agent
sorry,
Orange.
I didn't mean to call him that.
I
Sun
think we.
Kissed Susan. Man, everybody know that motherfucking game. I said it.
Speak
Ooh,
on
that's his
it.
daddy, boy.
Oh my God, yeah.
Done it.
Hey man, that's my boy right there.
Speak your truth.
That's my boy right there. That's my dude right there, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yes, Mimi, to answer your question, raise your question. Yeah, they tried to mix Obama up for a minute in the White House because they couldn't do nothing else with this dude.
Yeah.
He had no dirt,
Nope.
nothing. And they trust me, if they could have pulled up anything on him before he even ran, they would have.
Well, they tried at one point, Nash, if you remember, they tried to bring up the fact that he smoked weed in college. Remember that?
Oh, right. Or that he smoked cigarettes, period.
Yeah, that he smoked cigarettes. You remember
See,
that?
I didn't even know that one.
Yeah.
know that one.
Yeah, they tried, man. They tried. Well, he smoked weed in college. And some of y'all snort cocaine now, so what's your point?
Right.
Do you
Exactly.
know how many people would have got locked up if that would?
If that was a cause, yeah.
It's so
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. That's it?
Exactly. That's all you got?
That's all you got? Oh my goodness. Man, that's funny. I didn't even know that one.
Oh, yeah. They tried. They tried.
Well, Nash, have you ever experienced toxic masculinity in your workplace?
Have I ever tried who?
Have you ever experienced toxic masculinity in your workplace? Where people just think you came off as being like an angry coworker? As being a black man?
Actually, yeah, that part made me was kind of, that part was ironic.
Oh.
Because they label you, if you ain't smiling at them, you know how some of the Caucasian persuasion, they give you that fake smile when you walk down the hall.
Oh,
They give you
yeah.
that smile to calm you down.
Yep.
Smile. But yeah, I was labeled, kind of angry at times, but I wasn't. They said we wasn't supposed to talk about politics at work, but it ended up happening. I didn't mention it. I didn't bring it up, but since you brought it up, I'll put it out there. But yeah, it was more on the angry side than being feminine. I didn't even really see any femininity from any males. Not that I was looking, but it kind of comes on you if you notice.
Right.
Like if you working in a workplace and you see a dude that's kind of tangy, you be like, oh, okay.
Not tangy.
Yeah, got that little taint to him. Yeah.
You got that little tangy.
Yeah.
So you had to express yourself once or twice, and then after that they just thought you was angry.
Yeah, well, yeah, they thought I was angry or something, but no, I mean, I wasn't, wasn't angry. I just was expressing how I felt. I mean, that's how they usually put black people.
They label you.
They want you to tap dance, and, coon, or you mad and upset at the world and all that.
Yeah.
So it's one of those two.
Yeah, cause I remember when I was working out there at Tinker, I passed by this one white lady, and I passed by her like 3 times in one day, and she said, "How come you don't never smile?"
I just want to say that you don't seem you the type to smile either.
I don't. I mean, why should I smile? I'm at work. Number one, I don't want to be here, so why should I be smiling? Come on, man. Why? But yeah, they get me with that. I mean, I don't want to smile, damn it. You know, because
I mean,
Nash.
that don't mean that I'm mad. Though.
No.
But that's what they perceive you as, though. They perceive you as being angry.
Yeah,
You know, I know,
it's
like
that
when I used to talk, I said, "Do you have lunch with your coworker?" He'd be like, "Nope, I have lunch by myself." And and they normally label you as being, "Well, don't mess with him. You know, he's angry
Antisocial.
or antisocial." Exactly.
Oh yeah,
So,
I tell them I'm antisocial because everybody has asked me several times, man, how can you never have lunch with us? Because I'm antisocial. I just talk. I'm not lie to them.
That's the political word, but behind the scene, you know, he an angry black man.
Yeah.
They gonna call you an angry black man.
And most times I don't even be angry. Like angry enough to, you know, grab one of them by the throat and choke them. But I don't even be angry. I don't even be that angry.
Yeah. But their perception of you.
Before I'm that angry, I have to stay at home.
Exactly. You know, you don't come in that day. You know, because you might.
I don't. Yeah. I just take an L for that day.
There you go.
They give us. Sometimes they give us like mental leave, like you want to take some leave because you know, whatever reason.
Mental leave.
I just do it for that reason.
Wow.
Yep, they'll do that sometimes, man. But hey.
Yep.
But
I definitely take them.
there you go.
Especially after a weekend of Mississippi burning, Malcolm X. And,
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a big deal that next day at work. Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Fall back for a minute. No, I can't come in.
I can't come in. I been killed somebody, so yeah, we good.
Yeah.
We all right. Yeah, I'll be all right.
Exactly.
Wow.
But
Forgot about that.
but to get back to the subject at hand, but yeah, femininity in the black community is is definitely real, and is there for a reason. Not knocking nobody that's gay or a guy that's gay or whatever. Have it your way, but by that same token, it's pushed upon us through any means, whether it be media, whether it be whether it be through your work. I mean, I never had it pushed upon me or whatever. But,
right, me either. But
by that same token, it's pushed in the black community, definitely.
It's definitely being pushed. I mean, because
population control.
Yep, that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is.
Another reason that black male sexuality, strong alpha male sexuality, it's too much for America to take.
I agree with you on that. Like I said, we had talked about that before, and to piggyback on what you just said, Nas, we were talking about this before the show started. We were talking about how the black man has the ability to completely genetically wipe the white man off the planet because of our strong genes, and that's a very true statement. So so of course they're going to view a black alpha male as a threat, and the only thing that white society, as we know it, likes better than one straight white male is two.
Yeah, that's true. But and then that goes further along with the reason why they do not again, and I say population control.
Yep.
You don't want a bunch of African American kids in the United States, especially when your damn race is dwindling down.
Oh yeah.
By the time 2040 or 2045 gets here, well, you talking about white people dwindling down.
They're gonna be the minority.
Yeah.
They're already the minority.
But globally, they are the minority.
But they gonna really be.
They're the minority worldwide.
Be like, is there a full-blood white person in the world anymore?
It's
gonna be.
I'm telling you. Worldwide, they already that.
Oh yeah, they're only like what 1/5 of the world's population. That's it.
You're in Europe. That's it.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, you go to Asia. You go to South America. You go to Africa. Anywhere else. It's brown and black people.
Yep, exactly. So they're the minority. Like I said, they fit in that one little pocket, and Europe isn't even really a continent; it's a goddamn peninsula. But that's just where they all sit. And like I said, they're only 1/5 of the world's population. That is it. That's not a lot.
No wonder they so angry. They get eliminated slowly but surely.
Yep, exactly. And they know that their numbers are dwindling. And that's part of the problem.
Yeah. Wow.
That's why they shedding tears like Tupac right now.
Yep. Shed so many tears. Yep.
Wow.
They know.
Yeah.
Because yeah, man, it's this whole game they playing is wild, but we definitely gonna pull through it.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it, man. Well, we had
But, yeah, that's that femininity, boy. That's a huge one.
Oh yeah, I agree with you, and we talked about that earlier too. How in the black community, we actually talked about this on a couple of shows. We talked about how a feminine black man and a feminized black man is really pushed in the black community. For example, Billy Porter walking out in the Oscars in a full-blown dress, and you got people out there praising him like, yeah, speak your truth, yeah, do you, that is beautiful. Now, come on, Nas.
Well, RuPaul been doing it forever too, Sweet Pea. So,
I know that,
yeah.
but they praise that too.
Yeah.
So there ain't nothing cool about that. So Nas, so Nas, what's your take on what I just said, bro? I gotta hear it.
My take on who again? I'm sorry.
They're being wholly accepted.
Well,
more than a natural.
For a fact that and a feminized black man is something that they keep on pushing on us, right? That's why they keep on. Whenever you see Billy Porter coming out on the red carpet, he's in a full blown dress, and people.
Oh yeah, the one dude. And I'm telling you, they love those type of black men.
There you go.
Exactly.
They're not a threat.
They're not a threat. That's why they embrace the hell out of them.
Exactly.
I seen dude walk in a dress. I was like, no, I'm tripping.
No, you're not tripping. I saw it myself. Now, what the hell?
I was like, this. I mean, I guess it was the Oscars. I don't know. It was one of them type shows. And I seen the dude in a dress. I was like, wow, man. And they love it though.
Yep.
They love that.
They're really pushing
They
it.
fully accept it.
He is not a threat. You push that out there. Go ahead, do you. And I seen it in hip hop.
Yeah.
I don't know if the dude is, and that's another thing.
Really?
Hip hop is such a, and women are in hip hop as well, and they can rock the mic and all that. But by that same token, when you see a dude and he rocking a mic and he in a dress and this Young Thug and all these, it's
What's that one guy?
It was I remember that because Young Thug went on stage in a full blown wedding gown, and I thought
and he put his lips in the video. He put his lips on a gun.
Yeah, like he was
and he was giving fellatio to the gun.
Yeah.
What?
I was
I haven't seen that. Let me Google it.
I was like, what happened to them?
Young Gun.
And this is the music.
Young Thug.
I grew up listening to hip hop ever since it came out. I didn't know much about it first, but Sugar Hill Gang, of course, was the group that I heard about, mainstream with Rapper's Delight.
Right,
and then
exactly.
to go from all that to some dude wearing a dress and giving fellatio to a gun, and it's like, man, they trying so hard to anything that's ours. They trying to either feminize it or take it away or just do all kind of just evil stuff.
Oh yeah, because it's like we just talked about earlier, man. We're a threat, and we're the biggest threat to them. So that's the one thing that they want to do. They want to neutralize that threat.
When you're a threat, you got to shut it down. When you're a threat to something, you got to shut it down.
You got to neutralize that threat, like I said.
Yeah, exactly.
So
man, I was like, in the music and like I said, the media period, movies, they push it hard. They push that femininity hard. I mean, amongst white guys, I care less, but it kind of hurts me when it's us. And again, I'm not tripping about somebody being gay or whatever, but it's the fact that it's pushed so hard. Towards us. They ain't pushing that on Asian people. They ain't
no, they're
pushing
not.
That on, they're not pushing it on anybody but us.
Yep.
White guys, they cool with wearing a dress and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? To get a joke or a laugh or whatever. But you got dudes that's black people, we don't need to be seeing no dude giving head to a damn gun and a dress. That's not. No, man,
Yeah,
that's not the
yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah. That was there. I saw that. I saw part of that video. I saw that part of that video. I'm like, oh, really? Is he really doing that? Come on, man. Really?
And I get it. You trying to sell records? I guess that's how you do it now. But
Comfortable in his own skin.
I mean, you know.
just kind of.
Excuse me.
Well, that's one thing, but you know, but come on now. Come on. Ain't nothing cool about that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. If it ain't one thing that the establishment is trying to do is another. Especially when it comes to us as being, they hate the masculinity, they hate the dominant, the black male. Period. They hate us as black males. Period. But especially ones that are on their shit.
Oh yeah. We're a big threat.
Especially strong men.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking strong, like, even on the physical aspect. I'm just talking about more mental.
Right, exactly.
You ain't falling for the
Right.
You ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Exactly. Yeah. Brothers like me and you, man. Come on, that's a big problem to them.
Yeah.
So we don't. So we gotta. That's why, for the most part, just like Ice Cube's song "Endangered Species," man. Come on, that's what we are, for the most part. So
yes, indeed. That was a little deep joint.
Yeah, it really was.
That was a deep song.
Oh yeah, people gotta listen to it, man.
Species.
Oh, no doubt. People gotta listen to it. You actually pay attention to what Ice Cube is saying. So
Yeah.
But yo, Nas, as usual, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate your little your spiel. We
your
love
jewels
it.
of knowledge.
Yo, yeah. You always drop them jewels, man.
Absolutely.
So we love it, man.
Well, I appreciate you both. My man Reggie, me and you go back like spinal cords and Jerry curls.
Already. He's right. We do. We go back.
You
talking 84.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a long time, man.
Yes, it
That's
is.
a long time.
I met him back in 84.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Sure did, man. That's been a while
Kids.
though. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Mimi is definitely a pleasure.
You too. Hopefully we can get together in a couple of weeks and finally put a face to the voice and
definitely
do
squeeze down.
Absolutely.
Y'all come through the spot.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Top it up.
You still live in the same house?
Same house. Bro.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
Cool. All right, Nas. We'll holler at you later, bro.
All right. It's good talking to y'all.
You
All right,
too.
later,
Bye-bye.
man.
All right. One love.
All right.
Wow.
There's some jewels.
There it
There's
is.
some jewels.
All the time.
There's some jewels. Hey, Les, you want to call in? Call in. We love to hear you.
All the time. Wow. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I didn't know it was that many articles. Like I said earlier, I didn't know it was that many articles. I want to say this one little last thing about this toxic masculinity, where they said they don't engage in household chores and caregiving.
Well, when you're in if you're in a relationship or even in a long-term, if you're in a long-term relationship or in a marriage, housework should be shared. It shouldn't be. And here goes Les.
There's Les. There
My
he
man.
is.
Soul brother.
What's up, man?
Hey man, I can't call it. So hey, we're just talking about this here toxic masculinity thing, man. So as usual, since we got you on the line, the floor is yours. Do you?
Ready to hear it. I'm ready.
The floor is mine. All right. Good evening.
Hello.
All
Okay. Oh man, y'all covered a lot of ground. I mean, and this show blended over back into 2 or 3 shows.
Exactly. That's why I did it.
It does.
So I don't know where to begin, but me, I'm gonna get started.
There you go. Get started.
What's the topic? Toxic masculinity.
Yes, sir.
He was in the service. I wanted him to experience that in the service.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's start here, Les. Did you ever experience it in the service, toxic masculinity?
Well, I didn't. I guess when you say experience it, did they feel they were getting it from me?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they call you like, oh, he's an angry sergeant, or he's an angry, make you peel the potatoes all the time and stuff like that?
Not Not really.
Good. That's good.
Because I'm kind of low key.
Mm-hmm.
If I got angry, they got scared, and they deserved to be scared. They needed to be scared.
That's what it is. Okay.
You know, if my emotions went up, they need to be looking around and say, okay, what the hell is going on? And that's the way. That's kind of the way I conduct it. That's the way I do it now. I got about 40 people under me now, and I'm even killed. So when something goes wrong, I'm still going to handle that even kill. If I jump up my emotions, they need to jump theirs up because there's something seriously wrong. So I didn't, you know, and we're talking somebody else's perception as far as toxic masculinity. But we're talking their perception of me. And I really didn't care. You know, they may have seen it and it may have meant that to them, but that's not what it meant to me.
Okay, that makes sense. And to piggyback off of what Les just said, I've been knowing Les Man since I don't know how long, and I can honestly tell you, Les has always been cool, calm, and collected, much like myself. But when Les hits that level, you might want to be someplace else. I'm just being honest.
I feel that about you too. That's why I be telling people I push the button a little bit, but I'm not crazy. I am not crazy. Yeah.
I don't like to go there, and I don't recall going there many times.
He didn't. You didn't.
So,
Wow.
So, and that's just, and believe me now, I know how to use it to my benefit.
Right.
You know, just like Naz was talking about, you know, sometimes you want them to see that just so you can benefit from it.
So they don't think you're a punk. Yeah. I've been there as a female. So yeah. Yeah. Playing the system. Yes,
Right.
sir.
Right.
But I try not to do that, and haven't. I don't recall. I may have done it once or twice. Just for the hell of it, just to let her know I can go there.
Oh yeah, you can go there if you need to. I mean, that's the whole point.
Right. But you know what's so weird about it? Once they see you pop off just a little bit, that's a form of respect to them. I'm like, how do you think that's respect? I'm just showing you that I'm not going to put up with that BS. But they were like, wow, we respect that. Okay, whatever you want to do. Wow,
And
nice.
there are so many levels to this, and like I say, you all have covered it all. But I remember, and for those that don't know, by nature, science is like my default subject.
Yes. I know that. So.
Right, and I tend to gravitate towards chemistry and biology.
Yep. Yep.
And just listening to this defaulted me back to basic biology, and if you recall, and I know Reggie recalls, Mendel's law.
Yes, indeed.
And that goes back to the ISIS papers.
Yes.
etc.
Yes.
Those that aren't familiar with Mendel's law, basically, it says, well, I'm going to condense it.
Yeah, paraphrase it.
When two alleles of a pair are different, one is dominant, the other is
Yes, it
recessive.
is. Right.
And so it goes back to the ISIS papers.
Yep.
I remember the first time that I actually had a conversation about that, and this was in, you remember Wes Watson?
Yeah, Mr. Watson. Yep.
Yeah, we were in a physical science class and talking about pigs,
Oh yeah.
of all things.
Yep.
Black and white pigs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how the conversation ended. It was a long conversation he was giving the class, and I asked the question. And this was the question. I said, so you're telling me that a black pig mates with the white pig,
Uh-huh.
and they have a black and white pig. Two black and white pigs mate. There's potential they're going to probably have a black pig. And he was like, yes. I just grinned, and that was the end of the conversation. He looked at me like, oh, you understand a little bit more than you should.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that was the foundation right then for a lot of my thought process.
Yep.
Now, let's jump back to slavery.
Okay.
You all talked about that. He talked about the buck breaking and the female seeing that, and you both had a conversation, and you're like, well, I'm the female, and I'm saying that I have his back, and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And we know that's true.
Right.
But let's fast forward.
Okay.
Okay. Let's jump out of slavery. Now we're free.
Okay.
Okay. Who's been the dominant male for the last so many 100 years?
White man mostly.
That's been the white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the black guy the black male has to overcompensate.
Ah, good point. Good point.
Because I just come straight out and say it, in that female's mind, yeah, the black male, that's my companion. I understand what happened. But still, the dominant male for the last however many years has been that white male.
Yep.
And the black male is saying the only way, or the only reason he was the dominant male was because of the power structure.
Yep, exactly.
And I'm going to change the power dynamics now.
Right.
Dynamics have changed, and I'm going to show you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's overcompensation there.
Okay.
And that has come through the years. And I go back to our male role models. We didn't see the overcompensation, but we did know they didn't play.
Exactly. We did know that.
Big Mama and Mama might have run the show, but when Daddy or Granddad or Grandpa, whoever, they didn't have to speak much.
Nope.
They just had to speak. That was the end of the conversation for everybody.
Pretty much.
And we talked about Mr. Monroe Craig here.
Oh yeah.
You know who ran that hill.
Oh yeah.
He was his grown kids.
Mm-hmm.
So was that overcompensation? Who's the dominant figure here?
Exactly. I mean, that was just him. That was just Mr. Monroe being the man, and we want to go back to even Mr. Patton. He wasn't a very tall man like we said before, but his whole aura commanded respect. And you got some act right when he come in that hallway. Now, a lot of people would consider that to be a little bit toxic, but it wasn't toxic. Would you agree, Les?
No, that wasn't cocky. That was establishing the hierarchy.
Yeah.
And it started and it ended with him.
Yep.
And in most black male families, and this is the other thing, even if that, going back to where we were, even if that black male wasn't in that household per se, what he said still was the law.
And it resonated.
If he had to say it. Right. Now, but this is where it gets toxic. It's not, the toxic part was thrust upon us.
Exactly.
All you have to do, go back to slavery. Their form of entertainment was pitting us against each other.
They would, because like a lot of times what they would do during the 4th of July, for those of you that don't know, during the 4th of July, even New Year's, what they would do, they would let the slaves get drunk and fight to the death. So that's where that comes from.
Wow.
And typically the ones that won, that's kind of where that toxicity, I guess is the word,
right,
comes in, because okay, now I might not be the baddest man, but I'm the baddest black man here.
There you go. That's it.
And they would also, a lot of times, just going back looking at history, the only person worse than the master and the overseer was that one black guy that was right under the overseer.
Yeah. And
They would put if they ever put a black guy in charge, he was worse than the white people.
exactly.
Because he had to overcompensate.
Precisely. I mean, it was the same deal with, and I'm sure you know this to be true yourself, Les. It was the same deal with the black slave owners back then, because there were black slave owners, believe it or not,
Right.
and they were a whole lot more crueler in some instances than the white ones. And that was and that goes along the lines of, like you said, that overcompensation, trying to show that, hey, I can be just as dominant or more dominant than you can be.
Okay.
Right. So that would be considered a form of toxic masculinity, because they were trying to overcompensate for what they were already doing.
Right.
And they were typically more successful.
Yep.
Because they did overcompensate.
Yep.
But you had two kinds there. You had that benevolent kind that, they bought their freedom and tended to get their family and run their. Then you had the kind that we're speaking of, that, okay, I'll beat you worse than the white man will.
Precisely.
You're going to work twice as hard as them slaves over there at Mr. Johnson plant.
There you go. Exactly. Which brings me to which brings me to Uncle Tom's Cabin, where Uncle Tom was beaten to death by a black slave. So there's that. That's a prime example of that.
And I hate to hear somebody call Uncle Tom.
Yeah, because Uncle Tom was actually a hero. He really was.
We did that. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. Kind of like what's that movie you had me show when Samuel Jackson playing over the slave? What movie is that?
Django.
Was he overcompensating?
Anyway,
I did not like that part.
Anyway, the floor is still yours. Let's speak your mind, bruh.
All right. The next thing is we have to be aware of how the media plays a major role in this, because, and I'll tell you, we're not that old. We're old enough.
Right.
Old enough to remember the black exploitation films.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She has been.
I was just gonna say he been having me look at some of it.
Oh yeah. She's been victims of.
Oh my gosh. I was like, was this the best that they could do back then? What was the one you said? I said, was this a karate movie? What movie was it we looking at?
We was watching Dolomite. So
I was like, oh, okay.
But anyway, go ahead, Les.
Now you have to compare the movies that they were watching and the ones that they were financing for us.
Right.
You got black exploitation. Okay, and you don't have to think too hard about this. Okay, you take the black exploitation films, and then you take, okay, they're pushing John Wayne and whatnot on them.
Right.
So you have a dichotomy right there.
Yes, you do.
This is what the black people are doing out down in the hood, which wasn't necessarily the case.
Nope.
And this is what the rest of America is doing. And if those black exploitation films didn't highlight toxic masculinity, I don't know what did.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, because you can go back to Shaft, you can go back to the Mac, you can go back to even Dolomite, all those, man. Hammer, Three the Hard Way, Black Belt Jones, all those movies. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right.
And like I say, if you see what the media is pushing on us, and then we push it up a few years, it's no mistake that right during this, the crack epidemic is what we're going. When they push the crack in our communities,
oh man, yeah,
they push movies like New Jack City.
Yes. Yes.
If that's not toxic masculinity, I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because what they did was they made black on black, male on male, black male on black male killing each other. Cool.
Oh yeah, and they really stressed that. They really stressed that.
Yeah.
They stress that on the films, and they stress that in the music.
Yes, they did.
So basically, what they're saying is, if you're gonna call yourself a successful black male in your community, you got to be able to make sure you better than the next one, and not better education-wise or money-wise, unless you're getting the money illegally.
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
See,
But
Wow.
you know, if you look at me wrong, I mean, think about it. Brother step on another brother's shoe, somebody better be apologizing, or somebody may get killed. That's
Right.
oh man, that's pretty
That's
much it
true.
right there. Because those are like ticking time bombs right there. If you step on somebody's shoes, so you know. But yeah, you're right.
right.
And to piggyback off of what you just said, Les, you know, that's the main reason why that me personally, I'm going to use me as an example. That's the main reason why I never really pursued a rap career, because like I ain't never shot no damn body. I ain't never sold drugs. I haven't. I'm just being honest with you.
You ain't told a bunch of women.
I ain't having sex with a whole
Serve
bunch of
and
women. I
lean.
ain't doing none of that stuff. So why
Yeah,
lie? I mean, you know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna sit up here and lie about that stuff.
But they're storytelling. Though.
I understand that, but I'm not gonna tell that. No, that's a lie.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
a lie.
difference.
You're
That's a
right.
difference between telling a story of stuff that you've experienced or what you've seen and telling a lie.
That's
I grew up in the damn country. What am I gonna talk about? Dirt roads and pine trees?
Yeah.
And most of the guys that did, you know, rap about it, some of them hadn't seen it themselves.
Right.
Exactly.
But that's what they were told to rap about, and that's what they rapped about.
Exactly.
I would say the media.
Look at too many Tony Montana movies and start thinking they live their
Right.
life.
There you go. Trying to live that truth. But,
Mhm.
yeah.
And when you look at those movies, it's always, and regardless of what the Italians want to say, they're people of color too.
Yep.
It's always the people of color showing us toxic masculinity. If you look at the other ones, they're showing us masculinity, but it's always, okay, you got this good white guy and everybody else is bad, and the good white guy is going to save the day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about that on the. We'll talk about the white savior. We'll talk about the white savior on another show, Les. So don't get too deep on that one. We're gonna save that one.
That's a good topic. Good topic, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to show the dichotomy, though.
Oh,
Right.
I got you. Go ahead.
They're seeing and what they're pushing on us, what they finance for us. They're not going to finance anything for us unless it helps their agenda.
Right.
And even, and I'm pretty sure they financed Roots back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And that helped their agenda because the one, if you don't remember anything else from that movie, you remember when they chopped his damn foot off.
Oh yeah. To keep him from running away.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So when they want him to
And
say that name.
they broke him
come
down
to him.
because he wouldn't, what's my name?
Right.
Wouldn't
Say
get
that
that.
name. Told yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what sticks out from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that met their agenda, regardless of how it made black people feel.
Absolutely.
You're
Good
gonna
point.
still,
God.
this is 20, 30, 40 years later, and I still remember that.
Me too.
Oh yeah, we all do.
Me too.
We all
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So that's the power of the media. And if you look at some of the books that were hot back in the 80s and 90s, well, 70s, 80s, 90s, among young black males, and I know this because I read a lot of them. Donald Goins.
Oh yeah.
Donald Goins.
Yeah, look him up.
Oh, you got it? Yeah, look him up. What's the other pimp? Iceberg Slim.
Iceberg Slim,
said
yeah.
it.
Iceberg Slim, yep.
You know, those were, hey, those books sold millions and millions of copies.
Don't forget about Chester Himes, because you know he had some pretty good ones too, with Coffin Ed Johnson and Gravedigger Jones. I love those.
Oh, he was a pimp.
Yeah, Donald Goins was a pimp.
Oh.
But you want to talk toxic masculinity? Oh, you could read them books, and then, like I say, go back to the music. You know, back in our days, you know, it's I won't even get into the lyrics, but you know what they were talking about.
Oh, no
if it
doubt.
wasn't you killing, it was dominating a female, or it was either you dominating a female or you killing another black man.
Yep, one of the two. One of the two.
One of the two. That was the music. From Too Short to NWA.
Oh yeah, come on now. Don't forget about Two Live Crew.
Female, right? Oh yeah, Two Live Crew. Yeah. But those are the two themes.
Mm-hmm.
You selling drugs, killing black men, or you dominating black women.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There you go.
That's toxic masculinity.
Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
And they define, they put it out there, and and they put the definition out there.
Yes, they're the ones controlling the narrative anyway. So yeah, of course.
Right. Now, and all the way back to, like I say, we've already touched on the code book.
Yep.
Well, we didn't touch on the code book, but I need to touch that. We've already touched on the ISIS papers, but getting back to the code book, if you own code, you will never toxic male.
Exactly.
Toxic black male.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Because your primary mission throughout the day, if what you're doing is not for the betterment of the black community, then you're not associating with anybody.
There you go. We'll cut you off, and that's the way it should be. You know, because like if you're against the code, and like you said, you know, I've always stressed the nearly full of books since I started this podcast. Ask this young lady to my right; she'll tell you.
He is, yeah.
That book right there is very important, and you have stressed this yourself, Les. As long as we read that book and get on code, we won't have no problems.
Right.
That's it. That's actually exactly right. I say, and that would diffuse, if we got on code, that would diffuse not the concept, but the actual act of toxicness. As soon as, and that's the other thing, you're nearly full of stress, you got to be able to walk away.
Yep.
You can't kill somebody that you walked away from.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's one of those things that, you know, that's our fix for toxic masculinity in our community. They can do what they want to, but that's also the problem for them. Is our culture so much that they have indirectly programmed their own young people.
Yes, they have. Absolutely right.
So they have to deprogram them sometimes, because that toxicity that they're putting on us, they love our stuff so much that it's for them to do the same shit that they put on us.
Exactly. Like I said, they keep appropriating our culture, and they've been doing that since day one.
Right. And you know, and it's always and to their credit, the easiest thing for them to say, I just disinherit your ass.
Yep.
You can't go.
Yep.
And white boys and girls get back on code.
Yep. They'll say whatever, and all of a sudden, once they say I'll cut you off, they'll get some act right. You know, stop acting like those, you know, niggas, and you'll be all right. So that's pretty much it right there.
So this thing has so many levels to it, and it also, this is other way that toxic masculinity messes us up, is going back to the male on male, because that's what it is. It's black male on black male.
Right.
Each other. That's toxic masculinity in a nutshell.
Yep, you're right.
Why are you looking at me like that? What you say, it could be something in what you say, next thing you know, somebody's dead.
Right.
Yeah, over nothing.
And back in that prison pipeline.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. School to prison pipeline, which is real. People don't think it is, but it's real.
So there's a real, I mean, the agenda, I said, they're not dumb. It's all well thought out, well planned, and well executed. And people need to learn how to play chess.
Yep.
Stop being the pawn.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Need to be something a little bit more important than that pawn on that chessboard.
There you go. That's it right there,
Might
man.
not be the king,
Nah, but you gotta be something other than the
The
pond.
night
The
of the
queen.
Right.
Wow.
But
When I tell you, when I listen to this man, I learn so much.
oh
I'm telling you.
yeah, I told you,
my
man. I told you.
goodness.
Like I said,
Wow, I didn't even think about it like
it's
that.
like I said, me and Les been partners for a long time. And we go way back, and we've had conversations like this before. So, you know, with that being said, you know, this is my brother.
Wow.
So, and you know, this is, you know, and great, and you know, birds of a feather fly together. You know that. So, so that's it right there, man. And as usual, Les, we appreciate you calling in, bro.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, I enjoyed it. And if you're on next week, I'm going to try and be in the area. Get in here and get me something to eat and get ready for tomorrow morning. Get back in this man's, you know, it's a plan.
I know. Hey, Les, quick question, man. Are you going home for Thanksgiving?
I was supposed to, but the way this next wave of COVID is rolling, I probably won't. However, that following week is Mom's birthday.
Oh, okay.
I was going to be there for both. So her birthday is December the 6th.
Okay.
So I'll be there. I will be there from probably the 4th through the 9th or something like that.
Okay. And Miss Deborah's still in town, right?
Yeah, she's still in town.
Okay. We might just make a special trip out there. Okay. We might just make a special trip out there just to bump into y'all, man.
Okay, we'll be there. I need to make one more quick point.
Okay.
The opposite of toxic masculinity. And you all hit it already. And this is what they're doing to us. Taking us from one extreme to the other. We talked about it last week. Is that male effeminated.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's what they're pushing on us now. But we'll get to that at another time.
Yes, indeed.
That'll be a good topic as well, yeah.
That's it right there.
That is
That's
going rampant right now. All over the place.
Oh yeah. We'll segue into that probably on another show, man. But anyway, you go get you something to eat, man, and we'll holler at you later on.
Thank you for those jewels, as always.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good evening.
You
All
too.
right, later, Les.
Bye-bye. Nice. Very nice. So my one question is, how did y'all all grew up together, y'all know each other, and it doesn't seem like neither one of you has ever compromised your masculinity.
Well,
Was that just inbred by the older generation that talked to you and raised you?
that's just it. You just answered your own question to me, because it's like we were talking about. You know, we had all those role models. I mean, we had Big Leslie. That's Leslie's dad. We had my grandfather. We had Mr. Monroe Threadgill. We had our grade school principal, Mr. Solon Patton. We had so many people to look up to back then. I mean, those were examples of what men were. So and they were positive examples too. It wasn't a drug dealer down the street.
Right.
You know, it wasn't a pimp on the corner.
I was just gonna say the pimp on the corner.
Right. It wasn't it wasn't a dude that's living with his mama. It was a dude these were hardworking men that knew what manhood was and gave us that example.
Worked every day, took care of their families.
There you go.
Yeah, respectable
gave us
men
that example.
in the community.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave us that example.
So what happened? How did we get here? Do we have so many men se that's feminine right now?
Well, let's hit on it. Let's hit on it briefly. You took the man out the household.
Do you really think that's why?
That's part of the reason. Not the only reason. That's part of the reason.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Part of it. Okay.
Because they took the man out the household, and once they took the man out the household,
they adapted to what they saw.
Right, they adapted to what they saw. So therefore, you know, they get very, you know, it's like Marvin says, you get kind of emotional on certain things, and sometimes you got to catch yourself.
But there are some young men who had their fathers in their household. Yeah. And when they do figure out that they are attracted to another man, they be so scared to tell their father, because their father probably has a characteristic like you, very dominant, very masculine, blah 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 blah. They don't know what he was gonna, or how he's gonna take the news of him, quote unquote, coming out the closet.
Well, to be completely honest with you, I'm just gonna use me as an example. If either one of my sons came up to me and said, "Dad, I think I'm gay," I would just tell them flat out, "You were my son before you were gay." So I might not agree with your lifestyle. I'm completely against it, but you're still my son.
Oh, good.
I would never
you
ever
won't turn your back
I would
on
never.
them, or
No, that's the worst thing you could
disown
do.
them or anything.
That's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah,
That's the worst thing you could do. The only thing you could do is accept their choices and go about your business.
Right.
That's it. That's all you can do. That's what a man does. That's called being a man. See,
It's a commercial about that. That's why I asked.
Right.
That commercial is so prevalent now.
yeah.
But yeah, it begs the question, how do we get from how you guys was raised in the 70s and 80s to here we are 40 years plus later, and the masculinity in this country is so dwindling. It's crazy.
Well, that's all by design. It's
By
all
design or by default?
It's all by design. It's by design. It's on purpose. It's on purpose. It's on purpose.
And should we conform to that purpose though?
No,
Can
we
we
don't
take
have
a
to.
stance?
We don't have to.
So many of us are though.
A lot of us are, because it's easier to go along to get along.
No, not all the time. That's why I pride myself. I'm not a follower.
Exactly, as you shouldn't be.
I am not a follower.
As you shouldn't be. You got your own mind, and that's one thing. That's one of the main things I love about you. You got your own mind, and you speak your mind no matter what. If people get pissed off, so be it.
Absolutely. Amen. Say it again.
Come on now, people get pissed off. Oh well, you be alright.
That's right. Well, good topic. I was wondering where you was going with this, and I was like, where did you get this one from? Every time you pick one, they be some hitters, I must admit.
Hey man, it's stuff, like I said, it's stuff that's going on in the black community that we need to talk about. So that's the purpose of this show, to give people that
second thought.
Exactly. That get people that to segue into whatever they want to think about, so you can go ahead and do your own thinking and go from there.
Do your due diligence and do your research.
There you go. But again, another good show.
A very good show.
So, but we'll reconvene next week.
Absolutely.
With another subject.
Well, don't forget, guys, as always, please subscribe,
hit the like button,
notification,
hit the bell, so you can get notified whenever we go do another show.
Absolutely.
And I will probably have the subject of the next show. Probably I'm gonna shoot for the middle of next week.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead. Well, the middle of this week, because we just started.
Today.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely do that.
All
and
right.
Probably. You want to do one Thanksgiving Day, or do you want to do?
I think we should, since especially if we can get Mr. Jerry on. Ooh.
No, that's
we can get some conversation with Mr. Jerry. No, you probably need to create a beat button on here, because I know that YouTube gonna be flickering.
You know he gonna get down. You know he gonna get down.
But I would just love to have a pure conversation so people can know where you get it from.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be dope.
That would be definitely cool, man. So we'll hook him up with the mic and let him go ahead. Well, we don't know. We'll probably have him and Mom on.
Oh
we'll see what we can do.
Definitely.
Yeah, that would be nice, man.
Pearls and jewels.
Oh man, yeah, have both of them on. That'd be kind of cool. So
awesome.
We'll see what we come up with.
Yeah, take it on.
But yeah. So we'll do a special Thanksgiving Day show. So. That's look out for that.
Or that weekend or whatever.
Well, probably
Thanksgiving weekend or
Thanksgiving Day or that weekend.
Okay,
one of the two. We
nice.
haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
But more likely it depends on if we're having fun with the family, which we probably will be. We always do. So definitely look out for that. That's going to be fun.
Yes.
So
well, everybody have a good week.
Man, be careful out there, because those COVID
hopefully
cases
this
are going
week Trump will go ahead and succeed.
No, that ain't gonna happen. that fool is not going to succeed at all, man. He's going to keep on trying to sue to stay in office a little bit longer, because as long as he's suing it in court, he's still in office. That's what people don't understand. So
what they call him, Tangerine Tammy. That was a good one.
That's Marvin, man. I'm telling you, that's Marvin for you, man. I'm telling you, he will have you laughing from the second you see him up until you leave, man. I'm telling you, that's just how he is. But that's my dude, though.
Love it.
That's my dude, though.
All right, darling, you ready?
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this one up.
All right.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters from around the world, if you are around the world, yes, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the bell, hit the notification, because, the more people that we get on the show, the better we can be.
Absolutely.
So, and again, if anybody has any subjects that you want to talk about other than relationships and celebrity gossip, let us know.
I think one day we need to do one on relationships, just because.
You know what? We'll do one show on
because
relationships.
relationship can cover so many different avenues.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll do one show.
Maybe Chris. Maybe that should be for the 20th episode. since that's a big one. And
For
so
the
many
20th
people talk
episode?
about relationships anyway. And like I said, they can cover so many different.
Well, the 20th episode will be
Yes.
the Thanksgiving episode, babe.
Next week. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that would be a good one. Good. Okay. Well, maybe it's something in December.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
December.
do a relationship show in
Oh, yeah.
December.
The 20 should be home. You're right. I can see that. Yeah. Cool. All right.
So,
Knocking them
I got
down.
the subject. I got the subject for next week's show. So just in case, y'all, we're
Mm-hmm.
going to talk about the pillars of the Black community. Where are they now? Where are our community leaders? Community leaders, not nationwide leaders. Our community leaders.
Local.
Where are they? Yeah. And I got just a person we can call.
Okay.
I got just a person. He's already said he'll do the show. All we gotta do is give him a buzz.
Okay.
So yes.
Oh, can't wait for that one.
Oh yeah, that's.
Hey, you
gonna
got
be a
some
good
hitters calling in right now.
one. Oh man,
They
hey.
be bringing that knowledge.
Yeah, this brother's gonna be a hitter too. Trust me,
Nice.
he's gonna be a hitter.
Can't wait.
So yeah, that's
Y'all
gonna be a
better
good
tune
one.
in.
So y'all tune in, man. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a monster. So as always, I am Reggio,
And I am Mimi the lady.
and we out, y'all.
Bye.